From the darkness, I ain't undercover. That won't stop my prowess, popping up onto another. Elevating higher as my body's moving lower. Now I've reached my element, you better move over. But he doesn't, he blocks my way. I try to push past, but he wants to play.
And it's the fourth IRC rally this year and your last IRC rally for the year. What's the plan for this event?
This event is going to be a tough one for me because I've been away from gravel for over a year now. The last time I done a gravel event was 2009, so this is going to be really, really tough, and I'm a bit worried about maybe our notes that we made. You know, maybe you know, it's a real tough rally and real fast rally, and you don't get it right over the crest and stuff like that, you can make a big mistake. So I think it's our main objective is to get through the first day, and I think if we get through the first day, we're flying. You know, we need to get through the first day and then maybe see where we are and push on the second day, because I think that's where the time is to be made up. Like, yeah, we done a test there on Wednesday. It's been a while since we've been on gravel, as I said, so it was well worth doing. But we're also testing out a new tyre, a D-Mac tyre, so which we're running this weekend, and we're happy to be running this weekend as well. We're delighted to be associated with them. It's hard to say how the tyre is going to go on the rally, the length of the rally, the length of the stages, but in testing they felt really, really good, and initially right off the bat they felt good, and you know, I didn't have any worries at all, so I know they're going to be good, like, so it's just a matter of getting the mileage, you know.
So Martin, we've got 12 stages over 3 days. Would you just talk us through the first day, Friday stages?
Yeah, well, tonight obviously we have the 2 spectator stages. It's around Scone Castle. It's part tarmac, part gravel, part sort of loose type concretey surface. It starts in the driveway of the castle, goes around the castle through the grounds, and finishes up actually in Perth Racecourse. It's quite short, but there's a good bit of driving. It's just over 3 kilometres. We do that twice tonight, and then Park Ferme tonight. Tomorrow morning we start with Craigvinian in the morning. It's a stage was televised live last year on TV. It's I think it's about 12 kilometres in Craigvinian, but it's quite a fast and flowing stage. Hopefully nothing too tricky in it, nothing to catch us. And then we move to Drummond Hill, which is another stage. I think it's around 15 kilometres, but it's a very slippy stage, very difficult. A lot of muck in it, and you know, a lot of places to catch it, a lot of places you can go off the road. And then we go to Erachty, which is another famous, very fast stage, has been used in the McRae stages in the past, and that's pretty much day 1. We go back and we repeat that loop of those 3 stages again. Then Sunday we start the day with a 15 kilometre stage, and then we go into the big long one, the 30k stage, which is going to be some challenge. Now we recce'd it today. It's a little bit, I wouldn't say rough, a little bit uneven in places, some big rocks and big stones, and there's a lot of fast flowing corners over crests that can catch you into real slow corners that are unseen. So on Sunday we do the 2 stages and then a 15-minute remote service, which means we can only change parts that we carry in the car. So if you have a problem on those 2 stages, it would need to be a very simple one, or it'll be the end of your rally.
Daniel, how'd you go for the first 2 stages?
The car's missing, there's no power, there's no rev at all, it's just spluttering the whole way through the stage. It's just kind of things like a funny joke or something.
With only 10 minutes service in the morning, any chance of fixing it?
I don't even know what it is, like the car's just missing like a pig, it just won't go, no power at all. A fuel pressure problem last night, but it turns out it's a turbo. The turbo wheels have been dropping off the turbo, so there's no boost at all. The car just won't go past 2,000, 3,000 revs. So.
Absolutely, we could see at Scone Palace last night that you actually physically could see that your car really just wasn't going at all. That's continued this morning.
Yeah, it's been a bad year.
Are you going to be able to sort that, do you think, when you get service?
Hopefully the guys can sort it and put a new turbo on it in service, and we can put some good times in maybe the rest of the day.
how's things going second time through?
We got the turbo fixed, but there's just a slight problem. I think it's related. The throttle's sticking, so it's just causing big moments into tight stuff. The car just keeps pushing on, but it's still like it's boosting. So that's what the main thing on the straights and stuff like that. So.
Doesn't rain, but it pours, doesn't it? You had those problems this morning, frustrating because you've managed to fix those, and then completely problems that are totally unrelated.
Yeah, it's just one of them things. I guess it must be just me, I think. But at least we're still here. There's lots of guys that are dropping out because this rally is a rally of attrition, so we need to keep going.
Back out then, another problem reared its head was the throttle was sticking. So when the throttle was sticking, I was pushing on into all the corners, there was creating moments all over the place. So going into the last stage, I let the throttle go, released the throttle, but I didn't have great throttle response, but it meant that the throttle wasn't sticking, so we were able to push on in the last one, even though the throttle wasn't great, and we set, I think it was like 7th or 8th fastest time on it, so you know, it shows we have the pace there. When everything goes our way, we can put in a good time. Tyres are working really well too. I'm quite surprised. Not that I'm surprised, but straight away off the bat they're good. They're really good on the braking, is where I noticed that they're like straight away. You don't have to wait for a warm up or anything. Just straight away they bite. So that's a plus. But it'll be interesting to see on the long stage how they do. And looking forward to tomorrow now at this stage.
Yeah. Tomorrow, what's the mission for tomorrow? Is it to sort of try and get into the top 10, or? Definitely.
I think. Well, I don't want to do anything stupid either, because lots of guys have fell out today, and I think it's going to be exactly the same tomorrow. It's going to be really rough and really tough. So we need to stay in, but we need to push too, because you know they're not going to lie down and let us pass them. So we definitely need to push on and stay in the event, and get the end of this event as a win in itself. You know. So.
With the problem in the car, and the driver knows that there's a problem, anything you would sort of change or anything like that?
What I found certainly on the morning, on the second and third stages where it was very slippy and difficult, Daniel was having to drive around the problem so much that there was places where it was sapping more of his concentration than it normally would, and some of the notes you were having to repeat them a little bit more, maybe be a little bit forceful. He just, you know, no harm or no disrespect to him, it's difficult to drive around something like a stick and throttle, because you know you're coming into corners committed, and when you lift off, you know, not knowing that the car's going to lift off the way you want it to be, obviously it saps your concentration. It's for preservation purposes if nothing else. So that was really the main difficulty. And also on the first run we were trying to change the notes, make some things faster, caution some stuff. So you're trying to do that as well. You're trying to, but the way I adapted was the notes I wanted to change, keep my finger on them and read on, and then just go back with the pencil to the note that I had my finger on. It seemed to work because the notes flowed quite well on the second pass, particularly on the last one. We had good confidence. The big thing was the don't cuts that we picked out because of the rocks, as we were talking about earlier. We had those marked off, so it worked in our favour, and we took some positives out of the negative in the morning, you know.
Two stages this morning, but two not so great stages either.
No. We got a puncture on puncture on that last one there, about 12k in. We stopped to change it, and the wheel brace broke. So it's quite funny. I say it like that. Yeah, we lost I think another 6 or 7 minutes maybe, and disaster, like, you know. But we're still here. We need to keep going and get to the end. Lads, there was 4 cars off on that last stage, so it just shows you how tough this rally is. So maybe we stay in, we might climb the ladder, but this rally's been a disaster for me. This whole year's been a disaster for me. So roll on to 2011.
And just doing the changes from what we marked from when we went through with the puncture, where anyone was off and that sort of thing.
How far in did you get it, Martin, that puncture?
It was at about 13k marker of a 30k stage.
Yeah, the longest of the rally, wasn't it?
Longest stage of the rally, yeah. It was just under 30 kilometres long.
2 more though. Hope to get to the finish. And
Absolutely, yeah. All things being well. If we just that next stage is it's really about surviving.
Daniel, we've made it to the finish of Rally Scotland with IRC points.
Yeah.
Finally.
We've done 4 rounds of the IRC, and this is our first point score in the IRC. So it's been good to get it, but it's been one tough journey this year. But we stuck through it and we battled through it, and it's good to get it in the end, you know. But I'm absolutely knackered now and just want to lie down for an hour or two. It's been a really hard weekend, but it's good to be here.
Yeah, it's been a real tough. How did the last 2 stages actually go?
I got a puncture on the last stage as well, so
on the longest stage again.
On the long again, yeah. So we lost another couple of minutes there again, but it didn't really matter at this stage. Just getting the finish, and we ended up we're actually 9th in the IRC, which is it's a good point score. So we're happy enough.
It's been a difficult weekend, but that's something we're used to at this stage. I don't think any rally has been easy for us, but it's turned out probably okay. We're 9th overall in the IRC standings, and I believe we've got our first IRC points, so it's been a long time coming, but we're happy to get them. We knew, and we'd said it over and over again, that today was going to be a very difficult day. You know, anyone that would finish this rally, it would be a difficult. It was more, we likened it today more to a war than a battle. Those 2 stages were very long, very difficult. We had 2 punctures today, but you know, if you'd seen the places where when you come down the slippy stuff downhill and where you have to take a cut and the rocks you were going over, it was a testament to the tyres and the wheels and the rest of the car that we didn't do more damage than we did. So we were lucky to get away with that little, because we, again, like yesterday, when you look at the people getting punctures around us, unfortunately we got both our punctures on the long stage, and that dropped us quite a bit of time. We stopped to try and change one of them, but we had a difficulty with the wheel nuts, and we sort of took discretion was the better part of valor. We decided to drive on the stage and try and continue. Stage we had 2 punctures, but if you saw the rocks we were hitting, it was a wonder that we came out of the stage with a wheel still upright, never mind puncturing a tyre. It was very difficult today, and a lot of it was about managing the cuts and where you went off the road, where you cut the corners. Some places you had no choice, it was so slippy you just had to cut to get around the corners. And the long stage, I mean, it was a pity we had our problems there, because it was an enjoyable stage, it's a good stage. It's been a very good rally. You know, okay, there's not so many finishers here, but that just shows you, that's an indication and a testament to how tough this rally is. But a brilliantly organised rally. We did enjoy it despite our difficulties. I think we took the best we could get out of it in the weekend. You know, our tyres have worked well. It's their first rally on a 4-wheel drive car, so we're happy to debut them, and they've managed us well. I mean, as I said, it's difficult to comprehend how slippy and how mucky it was out there this weekend, and we didn't even have so much rain. If we had more rain this weekend, it would have been just like a skating rink. Probably this year I would have imagined that Monty was the most difficult rally we've done, but now I'd sort of changed my perspective. Monty was a difficult rally, of that there's no doubt, but on this rally there were just so many places you could go off the road. There was so many accidents waiting to happen, and it's a good job, you know, testament to Daniel that we stayed on the road. There's not a mark on the car, and I think that's the big positive we can take away from the weekend, you know.
Any scoop on next year or anything? Any plans? We're
hoping to do Monte Carlo, and hopefully next year our luck changes and it's a good year for us. That's the plan.